Hello. So today, many people recognize and celebrate Indigenous Peoples Day. I thought it'd be a great idea for our read aloud and for our writing assignment that we celebrate and recognize Indigenous peoples. And so I thought it'd be really cool to share the story of a boy that I believe was 11 years old when the story was published, but 8 years old when he went through this experience. And so I hope that you enjoy. Our story for today is called Young Water Protectors, a story about Standing Rock. And this was written by Islan Tudor and co-written by Kelly Tudor, his mother. Young Water Protectors, a story about Standing Rock. A water protector is someone who protects water from getting polluted. Companies are polluting the water by building things like oil pipelines under or near waterways. You can see they're showing a picture right here of Cannonball River in North Dakota. As Native Americans, we want to protect the earth and water from getting polluted and harmed, because these are sacred lands and waters to us. We want to keep our homelands from getting harmed. The Standing Rock Sioux Tribe is a native nation of Dakota and Lakota peoples. Their reservation is located in North and South Dakota. Their lands used to be much bigger because of the Treaty of Fort Laramie, an agreement that was made a long time ago. And so it looks like down here it says that the treaty was in 1851, and you can see that the land that was reserved for their tribe went through Montana, Wyoming, Nebraska, South Dakota, and North Dakota. People a long time ago did not respect that and took the land without permission, so that the reservation became much smaller. The land is called unceded treaty territory because the Lakota people did not give up the land. So you can see up here, there's a little key on our map, and it shows the Great Sioux Reservation. So it started off in 1868 as this area that was in purple. You can see right through here. Then they lost a chunk in 1877, so right through here, this lighter portion. They then lost another area in 1889, here and here. Then in 1910, you can see this area a little bit here and in here. Now the current tribal lands is comprised of the red areas that you can see here on the map. A company was trying to build an oil pipeline under the Missouri River, which is Standing Rock's drinking water supply. The pipeline is called the Dakota Access Pipeline. The land and water where the pipeline was being built is their treaty land. You can see a picture here. It says, "Children don't drink oil." When pipelines are built, they end up leaking and polluting the land and water. If the Dakota Access Pipeline were to leak, it would make the water for the Standing Rock Sioux Tribe undrinkable. In Lakota, Mini-Wiconi means water is life. Youth from Standing Rock started a water protectors camp to protect their water. It was called Sacred Stone Camp. They asked people to come and join them to help them protect their water. A lot of people came to help, and a new camp started. It was called the Oshakota Camp. I went to North Dakota to the Oshakota Camp in August 2016. I was 8 years old, and I went with my mom, my little sister, and some friends. So you can see him right here. This is the author of our story and his sister. Every day we went to the gates where they were building the pipeline. The morning started with traditional Lakota prayers. Each day we were trying to stop them from building the pipeline. The kids there helped protest and also played together. We sang traditional songs with everyone. People painted messages of resistance and posted flags from their native nations. Every day, warriors on horses rode through camp and led everyone on a march up to the pipeline construction site. They painted their horses and faces with traditional designs. One of them told me I have warrior hair because I keep it long. In camp, we slept in a tent. Others slept in teepees, buses, and RVs. We ate food together, and at night we had big fires and met Native Americans from all over. People sang round dance songs at night. Camp started small, and there were only other Native Americans there. Then camp grew rapidly. After we left, camp grew to around 10,000 people, and it became one of the largest cities in North Dakota. They built a traditional Lakota school, several kitchens, a general store, a medical campground, and many other things. We came back in October of 2016. Camp was huge when we got there. There were around 5,000 people there. There were a lot of teepees and tents. It was much bigger than in August. There were Native people and non-Native people there this time. I went to the traditional Lakota school that was in camp. It was called the Defenders of the Water School. I learned about a type of corn made by the Pueblo peoples. We sang Lakota songs. They had a library in the school. I read books by Native authors. My mom worked in the medical tent in camp. She is an EMT. We got to stay in a teepee with a friend. It was warm inside because there was a fire. It was pretty cold outside, so it felt nice to sleep in the teepee. The pipeline was still being built. People from camp went to different construction sites each day. It wasn't too safe for kids out there, so we stayed in camp. Between August 2016 and February 2017, tens of thousands of people passed through this camp. People came from every continent of the world, including celebrities, politicians, and tribal representatives from over 500 Native nations. It was the largest Native gathering in history and the largest unity between different Native nations we have ever had. The pipeline was delayed but finished in summer of 2017. The StandingRock Sioux Tribe is still fighting it in court. And so again, the author wanted to say Mini Wichoni, which means water is life. Here you can see a picture of our author. It says, "Thank you for the Standing Rock Sioux Tribe for the camp and the resistance of the pipeline. Thank you to my mom for helping me write this book. Thank you to everyone who helps fight pipelines and for Native rights." So Islam Tudor is 10 years old, so I was off by a year. He is a citizen of the Lipan Apache tribe, of Texas. He and his family live in Indianapolis, Indiana, so neighbor to Illinois, which is actually the state I live in. I don't live in Missouri, and are moving home to Texas soon. So Islan has traditional hair, which for boys is long, and he is a grass dancer and drummer. He wants to be an actor to help represent Native people well in film, and he acts in local stage plays currently. Okay, and so gives some credit to the photos that they used in this story. And this is some information about the people that published the book that he wrote. So I hope you all enjoy